Welcome back, fellow sound adventurers, to another captivating episode of the STEM podcast. I'm your host, Karkar.
And I'm your co-host, Shawn, bringing you back with academic motivation. And today, we are privileged to have a truly remarkable guest joining us. Please join us in extending a warm welcome to Miss Nesa, a senior lecturer at Taylor's College, whose expertise in biology is as vast as it is inspiring.
With years of experience under Miss Nesa's belt, her commitment to excellence in education and her unwavering support for her students have earned her admiration far and wide. And today, we both, Shawn and I, were current students of Miss Nesa. We can personally vouch for how engaging and inspiring her classes are. Miss, your enthusiasm and dedication truly make a difference, and we are thrilled to have you here with us today. So without further ado, let's extend a warm welcome to Miss Nesa and embark on this enlightening journey together. Hi, Miss.
Hi, Miss.
Hello. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Shawn. Very glad to be here with you. I'm especially delighted because I see this as interest in science. Okay, and that is the reason why I agreed to do this, because it's the budding interest in the science, and I want to encourage that in my students. So I think it's a great thing.
So to start off, can you tell us a little bit about your background in biology and how you actually become interested in teaching?
Well, I am a graduate from University of Malaya, Malaysia. Okay, I did both my bachelor and masters there. My Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Masters in Medical Microbiology. Then following that, I worked briefly in Pantai Medical Center as a microbiologist, and then just for maybe 2 years, and then after that I came on board to academics. That's about 24 years if you put everything together, and only very recently joined Taylor's after a short PGCE in the UK just last year. Could be that I come from a family of teachers. My parents are teachers, so it comes naturally maybe to me. I don't know, but I love science, and so teaching science seems to be combining two loves together.
Thank you, Miss. I believe that our audience already got to know you for a bit. Now, to let them know you better in an interesting way, would you like to describe yourself in a word or in a phrase?
I think I can be best described as a lifelong learner. I am a strong advocate of this. It's something that's very close to me. I don't think that age should stop you. Okay, it's just a number, and learning is an ongoing thing, and you learn until you die, right? There's no stopping, and I think learning keeps you young, right? There was this Nobel laureate who said that it's the learning that keeps us young.
Well, Miss, that's really fascinating. You did prove yourself for not non-stop learning for age. I think that's what drives you to keep learning and exploring new aspects of biology. So, Miss, we currently read a report on the Star newspaper where your former students in Sunway College, who secured a place in the University of Cambridge, mentioned about your teaching and expressed their admiration for your passion. So, we were very curious about your teaching philosophy, as you can always keep your student attention on you and focus on what you are teaching. So, do you have some secret recipes to share with our audience?
I think it's because I probably make biology come alive for students in class. That is because I read a lot. I've always been a voracious reader. For example, I have some books here. This is Richard Dawkins, The Magic of Reality. I think this is a very important message for students, okay, because there is an increasing trend towards unrealism, okay. They need to be connected to reality, and science, I think, gives you that sense of realism. They live in a world of artificial intelligence, virtual world, they are on the computer, social networking and all that. It can make one become disassociated with the tangible things around you, the flower that's growing on the sidewalk, okay. Those kind of things are the things that we want to bring back, because there's such delight in that world around you. only if you bother to look, only if you understand, if we understand, right, how plants work. There's so much of delight right in front of your eyes. There is no need to look for that entertainment elsewhere, playing computer games or whatnot. I'm sure that, it has some value, but there is equal, if not more, delight to be had in the real world.
All right, thank you, Miss. Miss, you are very good at making biology comes alive. So we are so surprised to hear that. Miss really put in many efforts to spice our lectures up with attention-grabbing skills. It is undeniable to say that you are very talented at keeping students motivated in your classes. Could you share any memorable teaching moments that have shaped your approach to education?
I think my students have always been one of my greatest teachers. When you teach for so many years, right, you invariably have all kinds of students. Sometimes the questions that some students ask, they ask very basic questions. And then that makes you stop and, did I really understand what was going on here, When a student asks that kind of innocent question, right, it is a very fundamental question, a very basic science question. Sometimes such fundamental question requires a biology teacher to not look for the answers in biology. Perhaps the answer might lie in chemistry or in physics. So it puts a demand on the biology teacher, because biology is just one science. I've always maintained to my students, all three sciences is like one whole cake, You can't split the cake. If you do chemistry and biology without the physics, then the cake is not full. So all the three sciences, all the three pieces must come together to give you the wholesome cake. Those kind of moments have been there, and I think very important for me to become a better teacher. My students have taught me lots of things.
Yes, Miss, I believe that those memories that you spend with your students are like very precious for you. So, Miss, with like learning biology, right, there's always some very complex and complicated topics, like what you just taught us, the homeostasis, and then respiration, photosynthesis.
Yes.
So specifically, right, how do you approach the challenge of making these complex and complicated topics to your students like more accessible and more engaging to them?
As a teacher, I think it's very important for the teachers to go back to when did they last hear about this? We call this prior knowledge. So one of the things that we learn when we learn to become teacher is to then start the lesson by saying, okay, go back to SPM, go back to IGCSE, start with the simple first, because that's where the learner last left this field of study. What do they remember about photosynthesis? Try to reactivate back their neural networks. Okay, what did you remember about photosynthesis? And then you come and connect with the new material. So those are all part of the things that you learn when you become a teacher. And of course, giving lots of examples, making biology accessible, making biology interesting. Look, you remember the lesson when I brought leaves into the class. Look, leaves come in so many different sizes, that kind of diversity in the biological world will always catch interest. Students become very fascinated when they see the diversity, they need to see that diversity.
All right, thank you, Miss. Wow, it's very important for students to recall back their basic knowledge about biology, right? But it is also very difficult for you to condense a great deal of class material into a straightforward way for students, right? So you are very awesome, Miss. For your information now, most of our audiences are from middle school and high school. I believe that they are very eager to get some detailed knowledge from senior lecturers in college just like you. So, Miss, here comes a pop quiz. Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Could you briefly talk about the reasons why is photosynthesis the most important thing in the earth?
Photosynthesis is the most important thing on earth because it is energy transfer process. We can say that's the ultimate energy transfer process. Okay, it's the one process that makes every other energy transfer possible. There is life on planet Earth because of photosynthesis, and they are photosynthesizing organisms. The whole process started with bacteria, of course. You had to go back billions of years ago, right? The first photosynthetic bacteria, the cyanobacteria, started this process. Okay, the remarkable thing is that this is the process that ties the non-living with the living, right? This is the process that ties the inorganic carbon dioxide that is in the air to a tangible molecule, the organic carbon, which is then used as a molecule to build bodies. So all our bodies, the bodies of any creatures, the biomass is organic compound. And which process started off the whole thing? The biomass? The photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process that creates the biomass.
Yes, I have proof that you're really in love with photosynthesis and the natural things on the earth. Because one day, right, when we were trying to get in touch with you, we saw your WhatsApp profile. And in your status, you stated that it's all about the trees, the seas. Right?
Yes.
So, Miss, may I know when did you come in love with the natural things on the earth? Like, why? And then when did you?
I think it happened because of biology. It is special for so many reasons. Okay, it is the most accessible science. It is the least abstract of science, unlike physics. Okay, it is the science that's very close to you because it's about yourself. When you learn biology, okay, there was not much in the book that do I have? Yes, this is written by the man. On the origin of species. He thought about how all life on earth, okay, can be depicted as a tree. So what today the modern biologists have found is that life is all related. We are all cousins. Learning biology is a humbling process. It makes you grounded. Okay, it's a very humbling. And in a world where people are fighting for they are so tribal, you know, be it for religious, be it as a race. Biology says we are all one. Homo sapien is just one. So you see, learning biology unites. It doesn't separate. So that is among the reasons why I think that biology is a very relevant science.
All right, thank you, Miss. That's gorgeous. I can really feel your love and passion in biology, not only in biology, but also in history, in our environment, and also the humanities of this earth. So may I ask you that what aspects of science are you most passionate about and why?
It is actually very difficult. If you ask me, which part of biology do you like? And I will struggle because every subfield of biology is delightful. I'm so delighted with cell biology. Biochemistry is dazzling. Look at the enzymes. Look at how the metabolic pathway works. Don't even start on genetics, okay? The information transfer over billions of years. I'm not going to start on evolution because that's my personal favorite. Why do tigers look the way they look? How is it that they're different from the cheetah? It is a very grand story. So it would be very difficult for me to say which bit of biology that I love. I love every bit of biology.
Right, Miss, really fascinated with your words because I never see anyone who pays so much passion in any fields. Every day you go to college and then you teach about biology, you have these smiles in your face. So I wonder, right, if you have faced any challenges in your educational lifetime that you take a considerable amount of time to overcome the challenge.
Oh yes, plenty of hurdles along the way. I'm 50 something, so there must have been lots of hurdles along the way, my learning pathway. I think resilience is very important because there are things that are bigger than you. So I think it's very important. And again, biology has given me that sense of there are lots of interesting things going on up there. There are lots of things that is much, much bigger than you. Just looking at the life of one single scientist is enough to just humble you. So I only think that when you do something difficult, it can only make you better.
Miss, you are the best example of persistence and resilience. We all know that we reap what we sow. So Miss must be very happy and proud of your achievements now, right?
No. Well, what I would say is there's lots of things more to learn. Lots of things more to learn, and time is not enough. I'm running out of time. Okay, so, and I've got lots more things to learn before I leave the earth. So I just hope that I can learn a little bit more, and I have got some time to learn a little bit more about the viruses, which I am currently very interested in.
So with the rapid advancement in technology, right, and the increasing role of AI, there are also many predictions in several fields, including medicine, might see a shift towards automation. So medical diagnostics and blood tests, all that can be done by robots. So how do you think that these developments might affect biology education in the future?
That is an interesting question. You see, Homo sapien, all right, we are called Homo sapien for a reason, all right. So today, the technology that you're seeing today, right, the AI, is just the newest tool in the Homo sapiens toolkit. It's just that there's been now a shift, all right, where you see now the advances in science and technology has now led to the newest tool, the robotics. So you need to go back and ask, once Homo sapiens, the super tool maker, all right, the one with the largest brain, right, has now created something that is even cleverer, all right, than the ordinary man's brain. So now what is the use for the ordinary man? So the Homo sapien is more than that, right? We are social beings, we live in societies. Our brain also produces compassion and empathy. Whilst the brain, right, it's the organ that creates intelligence, creativity, art, science. It is also capable of human relationship. So I think that whilst AI, all right, or robotics can be a thing that we will all have to live with, right, it's also very important for us to ask the question, what is it to be humans? How are humans different from robots?
All right, thank you, Miss. What a glorious vision from you, Miss. I think it is very important for us to make the best use of AI to make our life improves. You really gave a clear view of biology and also science education for us in this generation. So this really inspires teenagers to follow your footsteps in this field. So Miss, what advice would you give to students like us who are passionate about biology and considering a career in this field?
Lesson for all of us is that our time on earth is not very long. We all have very limited time, and in this short time that we have, all right, we must be the best version of ourselves. We must be the best that we can be. And it's very, very important then for us to realize where are our strengths and where are our weaknesses. That kind of thing is very important. The ability to reflect, the ability to question, okay? And to be the best that we can be, not just in academics, but in every aspect of our being. And it doesn't stop, okay? And I think that is an important thing for all of us, not just for students, but for all of us. I think that is what I want to say as a last thought, to be the best that we can be, because it's a very precious life.
Thank you, Miss. Amazing. We believe that we are all blessed. All right, before we end this beneficial conversation today, all we want to do is to thank you, Miss Nesa, for sparing your time to attend this conversation. Your achievements and contributions have always been a model to enlighten us. Thank you, Miss.
Yes, we also love hearing about your journey, and your experiences, your wisdom have been really eye-opening for us. So yeah, thank you, Miss, for joining us with this conversation today. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please check out the STEM podcast for more exciting discussions on the latest in science and how it connects the world around us. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and subscribe our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next adventure of the STEM podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.